Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Um, Hope you're doing well and fantastic no matter where you are. Today we're gonna go through the latest edition of the Artum straps. That is those two. Okay, this one. Let me get the focus right. This is the gray color, a grayish. I think they call this the Titan in Doom. Very similar to one of the previous cell cloth strap in terms of color, but I think it's tuned down a little bit more softer. And the other one that I asked Artem to send through about a couple of months back is actually the orange. So Justin said to me, say, Felix, you can pick two, any color that you want. And again, guys, for anyone that you don't know, I've been working with Artem straps, I think a couple years back. The relationship is fantastic. I've really seen, and I'm so proud of a local, humble Aussie company that is making a landmark on the global scale when it comes to accessories and straps and really creating their bit of own culture and trend. I think that's extremely hard to do. So a massive congratulations to the team and Justin himself at Artum Straps. You're doing our Aussie collectors and fan base a huge proud. So massive congratulate, and I hope you guys are achieving more success into the future as well. Now, the reason why I'm making this video now is for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to give you guys a bit of this is not just a typical review, right? If you look at our Artum Straps, you will find there are tons of collectors that love Artum straps. You're looking at watch collectors that wearing, humble Seikos to, Omega Sea Masters, Speed Masters, Rolex Submariners. It really across a variety and diverse range of collectors. But instead of doing what they've done, I want to give you guys a slightly different approach to understand the business. I want you to show what they've done for the last 2 years when it comes to a couple highlights that I think they've really done really well to enhance the quality of the collectors from a collector's perspective. And the second reason why I want to make this video now, sorry, I saw someone was knocking on the door. And the second reason why I was wanting to make the video now is because when those two straps came out, I think late last year and beginning of this year, there was a huge trend where people start buying it and then they put their impression out straight away. And of course, Artem's carried the heritage of their high reputation. Of course, justifiable by the high relatively asking price that they're asking for on the marketplace. But typical what I do is I want to experience them at least. You're looking at, a couple of days a week on the wrist, right? So you're looking at about 10 days of wearing a month, 2-3 months, accumulated that wearing and bit of tear in and out through the rotation, changing straps, inside, outside of the watch box. As you guys can see, the temperature just start to pick up now lately. Different temperatures, So I want to give a bit of wear and tear on the strap to give you guys a more transparent experience with my own collection journey with Artum straps. Okay, so we're going to talk about those two straps. Of course, you guys know those are the loopless cell cloths with a beautiful buckle system. All right, Artum's actually doing some great sales at the moment. So if you guys go, of course, I'm going to link on the website in below, just in case you guys don't have it, but most of you already customer or experienced with what their offerings are. They're doing a sale right now. So if you grab the strap, any straps, I think, then if you grab the buckle, it's half price. So I've just did a bit of calculation. If you are buying this particular strap, for example, with the buckle, it goes to 481 Australian dollars. So 480 bucks, free shipping international. Of course, you can choose the lens, the color, the the lock width, all that kind of stuff. And when that converts to American dollars, I think it's about 300. So for $300, you will get to experience, if I can say, the most exquisite sports strap or any kind of straps in this fashion, this quality, and the experiences. So I think that's a great thing to have, because I can't remember when was the last time Artem had a sale when it comes to the combination, of the, clasp system and the straps, and sort of giving you a hot price on the clasp. So I think that's a great initiative. I don't know how long that will last, but take advantage while we still have the chance, all right? And guys, if you want to add a couple of straps, I think if you buy 2, you will get $50 voucher, or you get a free travel case. So bit of give them a shout out, at least give them a chance. Check out what they're offering. Tons of inspirations and photos on their website. Their Instagram page is over 20,000 subscribers, not subscribers, over 20,000 people following them. So massive fan base. All right, so just with that out of the way now. First thing I talk about is my experiences, not just with those 2 straps, but with Artem strap, I guess, consistently. So this one is the first gen of Classic, the 22 millimeter, a sailcloth strap, which I've used on multiple times with my Turtles and SKXs. I love it because it is what it is. It gives you a very classic, vintage looking with the modern touches when it comes to beautiful brushing on the buckle. Really good quality throughout. You can see there's got a bit of wear and tear on it, but it's fine, guys. It's absolutely fine. So that's the one that I've used on a couple of 22 millimeters lock with watches. And the other one I was going to mention here, just in case you guys don't know about this strap, this is a beautiful Christmas-ish, that green and orange strap. This is a more up tier. This is sailcloth strap with a traditional tan buckle. I love it because of the color and the simplicity. Sometimes those buckles work wonderfully when it comes to more dressy situation, more security, because you don't have to take them apart. But sometimes a tan buckle does the job wonderfully. And of course they cost a bit less as well. So just to give you guys again, there's tons of wear and tears on it, and it holds up. It holds up wonderfully. I haven't seen any. So here's the thing, right? When you want to buy a quality straps, there are many brands selling them as off the market, and inspired, of course, by different audiences of collectors. But you often see complaints of straps falling off after 6 to 8 months. You often see complaints from the review section where it talked about the fit finish, the quality, and the quality control part of it. Now, with as big in how widely spread is their fan base and user basis for Artum, I haven't seen any reviews about fit and finish. I had a couple of issues with fit and finish, very tiny issues again, because I use their straps a lot. When I go back to Justin was very able to receive the feedback and give resolution, but also take the feedback on board and give to the production team. So I think that's really tells you something, that those guys at Artum Straps, they're very serious about what they do. You can say there are many strap companies out there doing stuff, but ask yourself the question, when was last time, or even right now, that you've seen on a global scale, again, I'm talking about, marketing North America, USA, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia. They have a very huge amount of followers following in terms of what they do and how far they've really progressed over the last couple of years. All right, so I think this is really every Christmas I'm gonna wear it, because it's just such a wonderful color combination, guys. And this is something that I haven't seen a lot of other a company in the market are doing, but I think I just want to give a massive shout out to the really the consistency of that progressiveness, that never resting on the laurels. Right? They're not resting on the success they had in the past. They Justin and his team and the whole brand, I think they really have the spirit of keep pushing themselves and not just sort of rest on the laurels of success they had in the past, but really ask themselves the question, right? For all the collectors worldwide, what can we do to give them as much as value as we can, but at the same time to bring something on top of what we've done before. And I think that spirit really pushed them forward and got to this stage, which is those straps I'm going to talk about. All right. So guys, as I said, this is the most. Sorry, guys, if you've been with me for this long, then you know me. You know me as a collector. You know me as a, collaborator working with different brands. This is how I do my thing with my review, because I like to give you the full transparency in very humble terms, just with my experiences, my journey, and not just for a week of uses, but we're looking at, at least 2-3 months of continuous usage out of them. Okay, so let me take this off. Now, you might ask me, Felix, why not showing your a Omega C Masters here with those straps. Guys, if you go through my posts on my community tab, you will see tons of them with the white dial C Master on the strap. But the reason, I just had a beetle landed here. But the reason why I chose today for the SPB 077 is because I think from an argument's sake standpoint, Artum straps is already the first choice for a aftermarket high quality sports straps and style class straps for any sort of mid-tier to higher end Swiss watches. Right? It's just the fact, because for two things. Number one, there's no one else doing what they do. There isn't a single competitor that I can name off doing what they do in terms of quality and variety and the whole customer experiences and services. But number two is, and this is, again, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, any collectors, that having Omegas, Longines, of course, Rolexes, I'm just naming a few big brands here, right? Of course, any brands higher up than that, if you go to their boutique in Tudor, for example, right? If you go, Tudor or Omega, I want to get one of the not the loopless, but their buckle system, get one of the rubber straps or whatever strap they have on for, right? You will often see the prices that those OEM factories, they're north of $500, $600, or at least high for 500 plus. And you got to wait for weeks for that to get delivered. And it's going to look bland. There's no much of color choices here. Sorry, guys, I've just got that beetle. They come paying us a visit. So in contrast, I think this is really where Artum shines. So because they have variety, they have services, they have impeccable lineups and quality. But the reason when I'm not using my Omega here to show off, not to show off, to illustrate, is because I believe, I was going to use the word fancy, but I just believe those high quality, high design straps by Artum, say not just for the high-end watches, guys. They're also for us as Seiko humble collectors. Again, you can say, Felix, what are you talking about? This, if you want to get one of the SPB 077 online, it's going to be approaching $900,000. That's right, because these discontinued. Right? Because there's a demand for it. Because people recognize this is one of the greatest MM200 that has ever been made, being as the first gen. Again, nothing against the second gen, which is the MM200 reduced, but people love it for the simplicity of design and iconic status of it. So I want to also show how those straps are going to work wonderfully in our humble MM200. And guys, if you guys just simply look at it, I think a black dial, like I said, right, a chromatic, black, silver, white combo of the classic lineup is a great place to start if you want to play the strap game right with Artum strap, because those colors, for example, right, so I'm using this orange example, the way they fine tune the color. When you put on such a iconic MM200, you can imagine the MM300 ASKXs in any shape or form. But the strap seems to, on a visual aspect, I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about visual. All right. Now, it seems that the way they fine tune the color of the strap not interfere with all the details of the watch. The straps has its own story. Is elevate the watches and bring the watches up front, but at the same time, it creates a piece of harmony. So this orange strap is, I'm going to put on the wrist so you guys can see the exact visual aspect of how this is going to work out. Do I think it's a bomb? Guys, I'm just going to be honest with you, right? I'm spending a bit of time at home now. If I need to go, I see a client. Let's say that client wears Omega Seamasters or Speedmasters, right? Or that guy's a diver fan. He's wearing a Seiko SLA or Grand Seiko. If this watch was on the full chunk of bracelets, I will probably feel like 8 out of 10. I'm not wearing something wonderfully, equally to have a conversation with that client in terms of watch collection, right? But the moment, hear me out, guys, right? The moment I do the strap change into an Artum strap, of course, when you have a meeting, you sort of talk with your both hands and you sort of twist your wrist naturally, right? But when this humble MM200, which again, guys, this is not an entry Seiko, right? There's tons of Seikos that goes below this. This is the entry level to the mid-tier Seiko. This guy has all. Just in my humble view, this guy is important for me as the MM300. But when I strap it up on an Artem loopless strap, you know what, guys? Now, let's say I'm saying I'm gonna play golf with that client. I'm gonna wear a t-shirt or I'm gonna wear a long sleeve shirt, maybe with a jacket on top. I'm gonna feel as much as confident as I'm wearing the Omega Seamasters to see that customer, because I know this is a conversation starting point. People is gonna talk about, hey Felix, you've got something nice on your wrist. Show me what it is. You can imagine how the conversation will flow, right? And then of course you start talking about the iconic status of the M200, and of course when you twist your wrist, the client's gonna ask you, hey Felix, where did you get that strap from? Some of them, if they watch person, they're gonna recognize the logo of Artum straps, but for anyone that don't yet know, they will ask, hey, Felix, that's such a lovely texturized sports strap that you've got there with a wonderful buckle. Where did you get that from? You can imagine where the conversation is going to start to flow. And I think that's where Artem as a brand really creating a culture where it brings the conversation to the next level between, watch collectors and people in the hobby, because it really enhances not just the look of it, but the whole experiences being as a collector. Okay, so this orange, again, guys, if you've been with me so far in this video, you know how I roll things. I don't just talk about things on the surface. I talk about my emotional exchanges with anything that I touches. So with that, I think it's wonderful. And the same token, you go, Felix, you know what? Sometimes, like I said, they've got a great offer on. You buy 2 straps, you get to have a $50 voucher, right? Or a travel case, right? And plus, I think the savings on the buckle is still going to apply. So do that now if you want. I don't get, I get zero commission out of it. I just like to work with great brands that knows their stuff, all right? Now, some of my audiences will go, Felix, you know what? This is a black dial. We know it's going to be a strap monster. But how this is going to look in a different color, right? You know what? Let's, instead of talking, let's find out. Right? I work with many strap companies. Many of them has the quick release spring bars. But can I just give you guys, I just want to get the focus right here. Sorry guys, I'm spending a bit more time talking about here because I want to get the point across the road. I know you might ask, Felix, why supposed to we pay, 300? It's the whole thing. Again, the fit and finish here is as good as any OEM Omega straps that I've seen. The tolerance of that tightness within the spring bar, how thick it is. This is not one of the 1.2 millimeter spring bar. I bet this spring bar can't even fit the Omega. I could be wrong, but this to me it looks like about 1.5 millimeter, 1.7. If anyone knows that, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But just to remind you, all their spring bars are fantastic. All right, and this is one of the best a quick release system that I know of, because there's no movement within this. It is extremely tight. It's really wraps around the spring bar and give it bit of, you can see there's a bit of padding on the top. So just to give you that additional structure support when it comes to longevity. And you guys can see, right? You guys can judge for yourself how much wear and tear I had on it. I wear it, of course, right? I don't sort of play sports with the straps, but I wear it when I was sweating, all that kind of stuff. I had a guarding on this, and easy to clean. You can just wipe it out. All the stitching is fantastic. You guys, but you guys already know that, right? It's just impeccable, right? Impeccable. They're asking for first. Sorry, that was the wrong thing. Zoom. The stitching is impeccable, guys. It really is. I can't fault whatsoever. Start back what we're doing. So guys, you might ask, say, Felix, we love the black watches, and can you show us if this strap monster of the SPP 200 is going to work as well? Sorry guys, Toby. So sorry guys, just totally out of my control. My dog, Toby's about 1.5 now, guys. Toby's doing really well, but I'm gonna take him out for a walk because such a nice day. I'm sort of pretty much finished on my work as well. Now, so for anyone that is, like, again, asking the question, Felix, how is the contrast of those two colors will look on the same watch? There you go, guys, right? So instead of talking, I'm just gonna show you this is how it looks like. Again, is their ability to find, like, there are tons of, don't get me wrong, man, this is not the first time I get an orange straps, right? This is not the first time I get a green orange, but look how they can really fine tune the color to work with some of the classic design, because they know, see, here's the guy, right? They have the resources to do it. They know exactly what kind of, the exact color that the watch company uses on the dial, the bezels. They work with so many brands out there. They know exactly, their straps work with so many watches out there. They know exactly the tone and the reflection, all that kind of stuff, right? So they really done this color right. I love the color they're doing, man. The way they soft tune the gray, but also it has enough, I wouldn't say it's darkness, but then you have enough texturized reflection point on the strap to bring the details out of the straps. And again, everything is really doing the justice for the watch, because it's such a humble diver with a strong tone of languages. Look, the moments, again, back in the story, right? If I'm going out to see someone important, knowing that person is going to wear a Rolex sub, if I had just a standard 20 millimeter, a rubber strap or whatever straps on it, that would be fine, right? But it's the moment you change the strap to Artum level and really pair up with a watch such as Iconic's M200, it changed the whole feeling. Now, whether, again, playing golf with a short t-shirt or, again, with a jacket, this will be a conversation starting point. That's the thing I'm trying to get into, you guys, is when you collect things, you don't collect things for the sake of things. You collect things because of the emotional impact and the feedback that you will receive from the things. And sometimes when you have a lot of fun chatting to fellow subscribers of your channel, if you're watching this as a YouTuber or that you review Artum strap as well, or a collector that simply want to enhance the collection of your own, the quality of your own collection, having a conversation about it, chat to other collectors about things that you receive and how the perspective that you have, that's where value really sits in as a long-term collector, guys. So I think, I think they do this, potentially I want them to fine-tuning maybe with the production level increases, all kind of stuff. So let me just get the door open for Toby. I'm just going to finish up here, guys, all right? So maybe they can refine the price, but I think this is really going to work out, all right, guys? I've just got someone knock on the door, but, guys, I hope you guys are doing well no matter where you are, and no doubt I'll see you guys very shortly in the next one. All right, peace out, guys. Bye-bye.